Oh, there you are, YouTube.
Ready?
Okay. What are we watching today?
What does it say?
Oh, I can't see.
Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. First time watch for me.
Alright. No.
Here, show me that stuffy. What do you got there?
I got the pumpkin.
A pumpkin stuffy? You like it?
Yeah.
The video was a little dark earlier, so here's a picture of the title. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. That's what we'll be watching today. Many hours later. Getting ready to start the movie, and Tracy's with us today. We brought a friend. She came over. Fern, do you want to give your thoughts on Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer?
It was really scary.
What were your thoughts?
The tone and the vibe were great. It was so accidentally funny. Or maybe they knew a little bit. I don't know.
Maybe a little.
But then it got really...
At the end.
Am I supposed to say that in Derek's videos?
That's okay, because I didn't say it.
Okay.
But yeah, agreed. Okay, so this was a first time watch for me, and I made a little bit of a mistake. When I put this in our calendar, I thought what I was suggesting was a movie that was recommended to me by a friend called Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. And so I'm looking for that movie online, and I'm like typing in certain keywords, and then Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer comes up, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's the movie my friend was telling me about. So we put that movie in the calendar, and, you know, found out it was available on streaming. And the Behind the Mask movie is a horror comedy about a serial killer. It's like a mockumentary style of film. And when Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer starts playing, we quickly realize, oh, okay, this is the wrong film. So we look it up and we find out it is a biopic on a real serial killer from Chicago, Illinois. So yeah, my mistake. I guess we'll watch Behind the Mask next year, try and get that one in our calendar. But this movie, I think, was worth the watch. It is... So even though it's not a comedy, there are a lot of funny moments in it, but just sort of like, you know, the way people are just naturally funny. You know, this is not a comedy, it's just normal people saying certain things that are funny. So you will laugh quite a bit. Like, so there are two killers. One, you know, main killer, Henry. I wish I could remember his entire last name. But he sort of gets his buddy killing also. And his buddy is like, you know, feeling really bad about that first murder. I can't remember if he participated or just saw it. I think he just saw it happen. Like Henry did the killing and he watched, if I remember correctly. And he like leans down to his friend. He's like, are you telling me you've never killed anybody before? And he just says it like so matter of fact, like, come on, everybody's done this at least once, right? And I don't know, you just like kind of burst out laughing after he says that because of his delivery. And that person is Michael Rooker. Michael Rooker is playing Henry, and very young, because this movie was made, I'm like tangenting right now, but this movie was made in '85, hit a couple festivals in '86, and then for a few years after that, and wasn't released in theaters until 1990. So it sat around for a while before mainstream audiences got to see it. And I think it was still pretty much a limited release, but I guess it grew a pretty strong following, a big enough one for there to be a sequel that came out in 1998. But anyway, this movie sort of starts off, you know, like normal, I guess, with some comedic parts, but then there's like this point that hits where things just get very graphic and more intense, and then you're not laughing as much, and then you're like, okay, here comes the demented stuff. So it really does sort of shift tones. Like, it's always a drama, but it's a drama with some laughs in it. Not because it's comedy, but because the people are funny, saying funny things. And then all of that comedy just like disappears, and then it's just like, you know, serial killer mode 100, right? But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. The tone was great. You heard what Tracy had to say about it, and it's a movie I think people should check out. Michael Rooker, right? I think he's usually great in everything I've seen him in. So yeah, that was today's movie. Have you seen it? What do you think of it? Love to know down in the comments. What will tomorrow's movie be? I'm excited to find out, and perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Peer Hangout.